Welcome to the Nevin Shapiro Show. From the U to the world, we don't play pretend. We breaking down stories they don't wanna defend. It's that sideline talk, real game, no fluff. College ball pressure where the grind gets tough. It's more than stats, it's power and code. Who run the system, who carry the load? From the locker room lights to the big time glow. Nevin and Mike, they control that flow.
Welcome back, everybody, to the Nevin Shapiro Show. I'm Mike Tirado. I'm here with Nevin Shapiro, coming off of a win against Syracuse, and we're going to break down everything for you guys, offense, defense. We're going to get into it all. But before the video does start, if you are not subscribed to the channel, please click that subscribe button real quick. Also, a great announcement. We just passed 4,000 subscribers, so thank you guys so much for the support. We are going to be doing a giveaway. Obviously, like I made the announcement yesterday, we are not going to be on YouTube until later in the week, so we are going to be just on audio-only platforms. So when we can get back live, we will be able to do a giveaway for you guys for the 4K. We appreciate that so much. Also, real quick, we are sponsored by K2 Water Hydration. Get your K2 Water Hydration at k2waterhydration.com, and be sure to use code NEVIN10 for your discount. And of course, as we start every show, let's get into the action. All right, Nev, wanted to start off the show with this topic, at least for me, okay, before we get into this. I am personally done talking about Mario Cristobal. I'm making this announcement. I have nothing left to say about him. At this point, I think the fan base understands what he is as a game day coach and as a recruiter. He's put together 4 years of product, and this is what we have. So I don't believe that I need to say anything further about him personally, because God forbid he loses another game, I'm really going to not have to say anything. The fan base will have at him. So until the regular season's over, my commentary about Mario is done, and I have nothing to say. You know, it is what it is. They see what this guy is.
Okay. So, quick response. Not only is it free Willis, but now it's free Nevin Shapiro. Again. YouTube version.
Yeah.
So, I echo your sentiments. I really could take the high road here, Mike.
Yeah.
But I don't think I want to. This guy better win these last 3 games, or I'm going to annihilate him.
I mean, listen.
But I'm going to jump on your wagon, and
Okay.
I'm going to say, for the sake of the Miami fan base, let us give good energy to the program, and let's try and sneak our way into the playoffs.
Yeah, there's still, you know, we'll talk about it. There's still a little bit of a shot here,
but I'm gonna echo your sentiment, Mike, and I'm really gonna. Typically, you like call me like your second dad. I'm gonna follow my son's lead.
All right. Great. I mean, listen, they see what this is, man. You know, once he lost that SMU game, I saw the entire fan base flip on him, and we really didn't have to say much.
Yeah.
They saw what this guy's about, and that's why I'm like, you know what? If he loses another one, we're really not going to have to say much. I mean, you're just going to know what this guy is.
Like, we have a good sample size. We, as running our little show that we run,
right,
to see the comments. You really bring it to me, and I think we, you're going to have your Mario Dick riders, and they're going to stay with him, you know, like I told you last week, the same way the people stayed on the Titanic because they thought it was a great ship. You see how that ended. Yeah, I'm with you, Mike.
Yeah,
let's just move. Let's forge ahead.
Yeah, no, there's still some positivity.
Yeah, let's forge ahead.
Yep.
You know, I mean, it's fireworks with that offense, so let's just forge ahead.
Well, crazy enough that you mentioned that. I wanted to get into, some things here. So Miami has been starting out games relatively slow, right? But then in the second half, all of a sudden the offense opens up. So I wanted to get your assessment on, like, why do you think it starts slow? Like, where do you see?
Yeah, I know exactly where you're going with this. So let me just start. So I didn't know that college teams were allowed to play high school teams, but as evidenced by Saturday, we played Syracuse High. Let's be real, people. Let's be real.
Yeah,
right.
They're not very good.
They're not very good, Mike. They absolutely suck. Okay, you could take the guy who's doing our camera stuff right now. You could have put him at quarterback. You wouldn't have known the difference. Okay, let's just start there. But okay, that being said, why is our offense the way it is? Well, just without pointing a finger, look at the head coach. A team's a reflection of its coach, right? So is it the offense coordinator? We don't know as fans. We really don't know. We suspect from what we're told that Mario and his offensive line guy really have a big input on what the game plan is.
Yeah.
But when you're just really, really reeling and you need some jolt of electricity, something, a change, a spark, like that spark really came on Dalen Upshaw's little pop screen.
Yep.
Right? And Keontae Scott's interception. Or else we're in a dogfight with Syracuse for the first half. Like, what turns on the switch?
Yeah.
That's got to come from above. Management, coaching. What else? Someone's got to light the injection switch to, like, your team, like fear. Like, listen, all spots are open. Forget if you're a first team or a second teamer to start this game. If you don't come out like you want to be here, next guy's in. So there's got to be some kind of change. And that's why guys like Jimmy Johnson, back in those days, adjustments are so crucial, Mike. They're so crucial. Halftime, you can really see the great coaches in football at halftime when a team's down. It means a lot. That's where I think there's so much missing and lacking with this current coaching situation. That's my answer for you on offense.
Yeah.
It starts at the top.
Yeah, and it's like I saw where's Upshaw been? Now Pringle comes in, he gives a pop, right? Like these are the guys, and we'll get into it more, that like we were missing. I kept saying it on previous shows. Get your best players in space, give them the ball, and let them go.
Get some new blood, man.
Yeah.
Get some new life.
There's a lot
Mix
of guys
it up,
with speed.
man.
We have a lot of speed.
Listen, mix it up, man. At least let, and I know this isn't a Mario bashing. This is more of a critique of, like, you can't say stuck in your ways, man. Like Nick Saban was a great example. Nick Saban was ground and pound. Lane Kiffin, Sarkisian become offense coordinator for him, and the guy adapted to what the times were. And you saw Alabama go and just take off.
Right.
You cannot be stubborn. You've got to adjust and adapt with the times, or you're going to get left behind. Like AI, if you're not getting with it, you're getting left behind it. And you've got to adapt, man.
Yep.
And that's it. That's not a Mario thing. That's a coaching thing. Like that's a fundamental, that's a philosophical observation.
And I saw a lot of plays last game that I really liked, but I was sitting there in the stadium and wondering myself, like, where were these plays against Louisville and SMU? It was almost like infuriating me, like we held on to these play calls when we really needed them. Like, what were your thoughts on some of the trick plays? I mean, they threw one back to Maui Noah for a touchdown. Like, I really believe that we could have utilized some of these play calls when we needed them most. And it's like now we're in desperation mode, hoping that teams lose for us to sneak in where we could have just handled business.
Yeah, I'm glad you brought that up. You didn't know what my little script was going to be. Not that I have one, but I try to keep things organized so I can at least give the viewers a more in-depth feel of what I'm seeing.
Yeah.
I don't like the way I've been watching a lot of the comments, the Miami comments, not towards me or you or us, but really about like Miami. Like, we don't deserve to be in the playoffs right now as it stands. Can we get there? Yeah, we probably still have a decent. We have a marginal chance to make it because teams are going to lose, and we can control. No matter what, we got to control our own situation.
Right.
Because if there's another loss, there's absolutely nothing to talk about. But we should have been utilizing this stuff against a Louisville, and certainly against an SMU. And you want to be able to pull something out of your bag of tricks on the road if you need to, because at least you're going against a hostile crowd. Not that it was so hostile at SMU, but it just looks so lame and just expected and like predictable is the word. So yeah, your point is right. Why wait? Because it just looks like the same play over and over and over. Malachi Tony to the side, and he's amazing. But like, don't you think everyone else knows that too? Mm-hmm. Right?
And when they were running these plays, the game was already taken care of. It was already in hand. We didn't need to do that play in order to score. That was my point. Like when we're down against Louisville, when we're down against SMU, that's when you throw that in to catch somebody off guard to get a score. We were up by like 3 scores.
You know, let me go back.
I don't know.
Let me go back on something else also. You know, I read a lot of the comments, and this is a very, very delusional fan base. I wasn't so sure because I've always been part of it. Man, Louisville just got they just got beat at home as a 19-point favorite against Cal. I mean, that's who we lost to. Like, let's be real. That's who we lost to. And SMU's, like, you know, Mario's comments that, like, they got as much talent as, no, they don't.
No.
No, they don't.
They don't.
No. And I'm not going to get into that whole thing, but, like, no, they don't. You know, these are just excuses, and like, those are 2 games that we should have won. The only game I could see that really should have even been a challenge moving forward would have been maybe at Pittsburgh, only because of the weather. Mm-hmm. And you know how we adapt.
Yep.
Not positively in that type of element.
Correct.
These are like, we shouldn't be scurrying to make the playoffs right now.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And I know you got some things you want to talk about, so I'm going to let you at this point go into it.
So, first of all, the offensive game plan, it's very offensive. No, offensive. It's lame. It stays lame. Stays lame. Gerard Pringle, where's he been? We asked for him last week, and we asked for him 3 weeks prior to that. 7 carries, 55 yards. We only ran for 125 yards against Syracuse. Now, I'm not going to pick and dissect that game. We didn't look good in the first half, any way you slice it.
Right.
2 plays turned that game. Dalen Upshaw and then Keontae Scott. But okay, you live to see another day, because that was a game that we expected to be exactly the way it ended, right? JoJo Trader, maybe we have to give some credit to the coaching staff.
Yep. Yeah, he's not as good as maybe we thought.
He didn't look great.
It might be a mental thing. Is what I was thinking.
I don't know what it is.
You know.
He didn't look great. But when you got 6-7 receivers in there, next guy up.
Yeah, you can't drop passes right in your hand.
Next guy up.
Especially on a 3rd down situation, and, you know, you caused
and a huge drop against SMU, which turned into a pick and swung the momentum.
Yep.
Another one. So we had Larry Bluestein on a few weeks back, maybe after the 2nd week. He said Elijah Lofton, where is he? 1 catch, 10 yards. He's invisible. You cannot tell me it's him. He's not part of this game plan.
Yep. Agreed.
And tight end's always been crucial for us.
Oh.
Always.
We've dominated years on tight end university.
And so I want to cover something on the ACC standings. I've been really following it very close. So we were 7th going into this past week. A lot of things happened. Virginia wasn't as good as we thought they were. The way this ACC is going to shake out is going to be Georgia Tech, more than likely 7-1, because they play BC and they play Pitt. They're going to crush BC, and they play home at Pitt. They should win that. Georgia Tech should be a lock to go in. Duke, I believe, will beat Virginia. They will play at UNC. They should win, and they should beat Wake. That would put them in. I don't know if a 3-way tie, who goes, but I'm going to break it down. And then SMU, they play Louisville at home. They should win that. Louisville's going to be out of the mix. And then they play at Cal, who's a dangerous team out west, as we found out last year, with a really good young quarterback, right? I see Duke, Georgia Tech, and SMU ending all 7-1. And if that happens, we absolutely aren't in. It would take a miracle for us to make the ACC, right? That doesn't mean we can't steal a bid. And we'd have to get really lucky to do so.
ACC is a way lower percentage chance than the playoffs. The playoffs, we actually still have a little bit of a route. ACC, I would say, is...
Georgia Tech's a virtual lock.
Yeah.
They're going to crush BC. That's a lock.
Virginia would have to lose multiple games.
I have Virginia going down to Duke this week anyway. Duke's favored by a touchdown. So that's realistic.
Right.
Right. And I know we're not bashing Mario, even though Manny Diaz has a better ACC record than he does. But ACC, I think, is a wash. That's
Yeah.
done.
Yeah,
we
that's
have to we have
done.
to handle business and win these last 3 games.
Right.
And by the way, and we'll get into the NC State thing later on.
Yeah.
They're never a cakewalk. Like, our offense isn't built for cakewalks.
Yep. Yep.
Every game matters now.
It does.
Like, and you can't just take it for chance like we did 3 weeks ago when I was booking flights to Charlotte.
I know. And
Thank God it's refundable.
and the committee really rewards teams for beating ranked teams. And if we were to beat Pittsburgh, that's 4 ranked wins on the year.
And I want to comment on that.
Yeah.
So one thing I will say, and I do see the Miami fan base enraged. My problem with the Miami fan base going crazy on the playoffs is technically we don't deserve to be in there right now. However, with Notre Dame being where they are, they've got some nerve, the committee, to put them ahead of us. We have 2 ugly losses. Not end of the world ugly. Uglier than, let's say, Notre Dame's.
Right.
Because Notre Dame lost to Texas A&M, who's currently ranked 2 or 3, depending what comes tomorrow. And, of course, they lost to us at home opening game, which is no embarrassing loss that they took. But to have them at number 9 and us 9 spot, come on. That's stupid. I know everyone wants Notre Dame from the money side and the media side because they're America's, Dallas Cowboys team. But, like, they don't deserve to be where they are. What are their best wins? USC. Who else?
I know. We beat more ranked
And we
teams
beat
than
them. And we beat them, and
beat
we have
them.
a similar record. So that I agree with the fan. That's bullshit.
Yeah.
Period. That's just bullshit. And by the way, 2 other comments. Mike Norvell has to go.
Yeah. No, it's...
And he's got to go. Okay? And I want to fire Billy Napier again.
They're bad.
I want to fire him again.
Yeah.
That stench won't leave the stadium.
It's bad.
Good
Now-
guy, but I'm firing him again.
and
That doesn't mean collect twice. It just means he gets fired again.
Yeah. And, and the adverse effect to what you're saying is look at Penn State without James
Man,
Franklin.
listen.
Wow.
Penn State almost won their first game against a top-ranked team without James Franklin.
Yeah, but they made the right decision. It's clear.
Whoa.
I know. What a catch, too, by that guy. Unreal catch. Toe tap.
Who
Amazing.
told you I liked Penn State?
You did. You
Plus
said
15.
it. And
Come
I didn't
on.
like it. Because I've been on the Kirk Cignetti bandwagon.
Me too.
Me too. He's my
but then,
favorite.
money's different than reality, right?
Yeah. I mean, if anybody's wondering who's my favorite head coach out there, it's Kirk Cignetti. It's not even close. This guy's incredible, man. What
Yeah.
he's doing at that program
I'm a big
is...
Ted Lasso fan, but that's me.
Listen, Indiana, like you've said on previous shows, do they even have a football team? Like, do they even play football in Indiana? Like, it's unbelievable what this guy's doing.
You could
20-2 is
so
his record.
But I'm glad you're
20-2.
mentioning. All right, listen, I'm not going to go on a Mario bashing thing, but can I at least compare the recruiting? If you go to, if you want to play for Miami, you come down here. We're going to show you 200 playmates.
Right.
If you go to Indiana, you're going to see like 100 cows getting milked.
Right.
Where do you want to be? Oh, and it's snowing. Come on,
know.
man.
It's
like that's what we're up against.
And this guy is dominating. I mean, yes, he came. You're always in college football. You're going to find
300
yourself in a
playmates
little
if I
bit.
got a bigger boat.
All right.
For Indiana to get bashed by Ohio State.
Yep. All right, so let's talk about this. I know we just kind of went into a couple of ACC teams that did lose this weekend, being Louisville and Virginia also. I've seen a lot of fan outlets say that there's a small pathway to the ACC into the playoffs. My question to you is, with the teams that we beat and the teams that we've lost to, do you believe that we're even worthy with this resume to make the playoffs? Like, do you believe we're
Well, I
worthy?
told you what I think. No, I don't think so. Not based on losing to Louisville. You can afford one. I wouldn't call it a huge chokeout, but it was a chokeout. We were favored by 2 touchdowns, and coming into that game, we were 5-0, and the Cats meow. We're the best
Right.
team in the country. Everyone's screaming it. I'm booking seats to Charlotte. I'm telling you to give Mario a contract extension, and then you go lose. You're going to take a hiccup like that here and there in today's college football world. The parity's incredible. right? It really is. It's
Yeah.
so noticeable. And I did say that 6-7 weeks ago.
Yeah.
Major observation. And now everyone's talking parity, this and that. Okay, whatever. It's very obvious, right? There's no dominant team. Indiana's very good. Ohio State's undefeated and repeating, or trying to repeat as national champs. And A&M has been, a real good eye-opener.
Solid.
Alabama still got their asses kicked by Florida State, even though they look great now. But Florida State still tapped them, right? Bad. So, and Georgia has lost, and they're definitely beatable. So, parity is real. To answer your specific question, that was a shitty loss to Louisville. But okay, circle the wagons, rebound. To go on the road and lose that, to me, that's a horrible loss. That was just a horrible loss. In my opinion, that was like a Syracuse-type loss last year. My opinion.
Mm-hmm.
Just a shitty loss. And I look at our resume and I don't see a great resume. Like, all right, people could say, all right, well, we beat Florida State, they were ranked, but they really weren't that, as they shouldn't have been ranked that high.
Right.
Florida, same thing. South Florida, they may make the playoff, but they're only going to make the playoffs because they're in a non-Power 5 situation. Notre Dame, good win. So me, that's like the only really solid win. But there's a lot of average teams out there. So I guess we have a stand. We have a say in the mix.
Mm-hmm.
If we get in there, it's going to be because we backdoor some shit.
Yeah.
And that's really the truth. That's the truth. Are we that type of team? I thought we were, Mike.
Mm-hmm.
Honestly, I thought we were.
Yeah,
I don't. I look at a lot, and this is my eye test, people. Like, this is my eye test. I consider myself a very knowledgeable college football fan, and I'm honest about what I see. You could tell when a team's got it. Like, Indiana looks like they got it this year. They got that type of mojo. They're winning a game like that helps you a lot. I just see teams in that SEC that would crush us. That's my real true feeling. I think a team like Alabama would beat us. I think a team like Georgia would beat us. I think Tennessee would beat us. A&M would beat us. That's my feelings. That's my honest feeling. Would we beat them at home? We'd have a shot against any of them. But I think on the road we get stomped.
Mm-hmm.
Neutral field beat. My opinion.
Right. Yeah.
That's my opinion. And Ole Miss, throw them in too.
Oh, for sure. Now, let me ask you this. Let's play a hypothetical game. Miami runs a table, beats a top-ranked Pitt, mid-pack 15th, 16th ranked Pitt, which would give Miami 4 ranked wins. Is that enough to get now taking
in this current model?
Right, in this model.
Yes,
okay.
it is.
Okay.
I think what really helps Miami, and this is for anyone watching, I think this is big.
Yeah.
Likely, I don't know. Anything's possible. Pittsburgh beats Notre Dame Saturday, and we beat Pitt. I think that pushes us in.
Yeah.
Assuming we beat NC State and Virginia.
We got to be very big Pittsburgh fans.
I think that puts us in.
Yeah. Yeah,
I really do.
Yeah.
I think that puts us in.
We won't. ACC's done, but playoffs there's still a chance.
Here's the path.
Mm-hmm.
Here's the path. Miami has to win their next 3, or else there's nothing to discuss.
Right.
Pittsburgh beating Notre Dame, and of course, us beating Pittsburgh, I think that puts us in. That equation puts us in, because Notre Dame's gone.
Yeah, because they have 3 losses.
They're
You're out. Yeah. Yeah, that opens up a spot. All right. Here's one of my last questions here. So I know we've all had our concerns about Shannon Dawson in the offense. Someone on Instagram, I'm going to shout this guy out, Macataz82, he called him Shannon A-Gap Dawson. I thought it was a great analogy. It was funny, so I wanted to shout him out. I think we can all agree that if we were to not make the playoffs this year, it would purely be because of poor offensive production. We saw Lance Guidry get fired last year for what he did. So in the event that Shannon Dawson were to be fired at the end of the year, give me your top 2 or 3, I know I'm putting you on the spot, top 2 or 3 offensive coordinators that you would want next year at Miami.
I think a great hire, assuming Mario would be the coach coming back.
Yeah.
And the reason I say that is because I don't know what this dynamic would be or could be. But I think Ken Dorsey would be a great offensive coordinator choice.
Yeah.
Another one, I like Ken Dorsey in the sense that he's played the position here. He has been an NFL coach for years. And I think that really having that skill set is a tremendous asset.
Yeah, big advantage.
Yeah. That's how I think I'm going to say Ken Dorsey would be my offensive coordinator choice. Now, the reason I mentioned Mario is because I don't know if Ken Dorsey could coexist with Mario based on his stubborn approach towards offense.
Mm-hmm.
That's who I would recommend.
Yeah.
Does that mean there's not some other sharp guys out there? There are some sharp guys out there that are really good coaches and could be inevitably great coaches, but they haven't gotten their opportunity yet. Maybe Corey Heatherman's a good example from a defensive coordinator standpoint.
Yep.
And I like the job he's done. I'm pleased with what I've seen from him.
Yeah.
Taking over just a lot of garbage.
Yeah. I mean, they haven't given up 28 points all year.
So that would be my there's a couple other guys that I would mention in the mix. But I like staying with the homegrown guy and a guy that would probably embrace that position.
Yeah, he understands the culture. He understands how everything.
I'd be solid. I don't know if he's too young or not seasoned yet, but I'd put a Teddy Bridgewater as giving him an opportunity. Maybe put a co-coordinator next to him to help guide him.
Yeah, that's interesting, you know. But I think it can't be any worse than what it is right now.
I can't put it all on Shannon Dawson, Mike. I don't know. If,
No,
I don't know
I
if he's the problem, but I can tell you a big equation that has come to my attention, or an observation I've realized. It was a lot of Cam Ward last year.
Oh, definitely. There's no doubt about that.
I wasn't sure. Now I am. And that I will say.
What's so frustrating is that we have not given up 28 points all year, meaning that the offense would have to just average one touchdown a quarter, and we'd win every game.
I know who Mario hasn't. He's blamed everybody, right? I know we're not bashing him, but I have to say this because you know me. He's blamed Josh Gaddis, then he blamed Charlie Strong, then it was Lance Guidry. I think Mario blames next week, or the next time he goes down, it's the band of the hour. The trombone guy can't get his cadence right.
Oh, my gosh. Any other closing comments, Nev, before we log off
Yeah,
here?
a couple things. So you see I'm representing West Broward.
Yeah.
I want to shout out to Coach B-Mac. I love you, bro. They got a playoff game against Cypress Bay on Friday, or at Cypress Bay, and I'm here repping them.
Yep.
You can see my dunk lows match the color.
Yep.
And a special shout out to two guys. Now, if anybody, even the ones that don't like me, or maybe even worse, really hate me, or even worse, really want me to die, you guys are always invited to come to the show. So I have a couple of people that reached out. You know, we do have our fans, loyalists. And Maurice Wilson Jr. and Maurice Wilson Sr., you had a chance to speak to them this morning. Lake Placid, Florida. Love those guys. Appreciate them. We're coming up for the toy drive. Me and a couple of the homies.
Love it. Yep.
For Christmas. And, you know, that's Reese. We love you.
Yes, Reese.
We appreciate
all the
you,
shout
man.
outs.
You know, and we got to get him some gear. Yeah, man.
Yep.
And his
Yep.
father, Senior, is an old school Cane.
Those are the best.
Yeah, man.
They've seen it all.
Yeah, I love those guys. And listen, man, you guys just fire the comments. And if you really think there's a better show out there representing this program, please tell me who it is. Please. Who? It's not who's the best. It's who's the second watched one.
Yeah.
Even though we're on a ban.
Yeah.
We'll catch you guys
That
Friday.
just says everything, though. That tells you right there.
Yeah.
So, guys, thank you so much for tuning in. If you are not subscribed yet, before you leave, please click that subscribe button real quick. And, of course, as always, we'll catch you on the next one.